Welcome to another CELPIP writing practice lesson. All right, today we're going to take a look at some informal CELPIP writing practice. Now, very often people's writing is pretty good. They've got good writing skills. You know, their grammar is good and their vocabulary is not bad. But the problem is that there's not much difference between their formal writing and their informal writing. Okay, so it's all kind of just the same. It's the same kind of writing for any situation. But that's not... I hear a plane flying over my house trying to ruin this video. Okay, so in this lesson we're going to take a look at the differences. Okay, what are some words or phrases that you can use to kind of make your writing appropriate for that situation. Okay, if you're writing to the mayor of your city, you're going to be using different kinds of words and phrases than you would use if you're writing to your friends or your family, right? So I think a bug just flew into my house. A big bug. All right, we're going to take a look at an example here talking about bugs. All right, so in this lesson, we're going to take a look at two examples from my one of my recent books, which is the CELPIP 8 to 9 book. Okay, I'll post a link to that book down there in the comments. Okay, it'll be the first comment. So if you want to, I hear noises. This video is not going very well. Noises are distracting me. Planes, bugs. I think my fridge just turned on. That's what I heard. Anyway, I'll try to focus. And just like you need to focus on the CELPIP exam, when you're in the exam, you're in a room with a lot of other people and it can be kind of distracting. You're wearing your headset, but you can hear other people around you. And for me, that would be really distracting. So I'm so happy I don't have to take the CELPIP exam, but I really want to help you guys to be able to pass the CELPIP exam so that you can be like me and never take it in your life. I feel so sorry for anybody who has to take these long exams, like 4-hour long exams, like the CELPIP or IELTS. I did one exam in my life that was, I think, 5 hours. That was brutal. So I understand. I'm trying to help you guys. So hey, hopefully this book, hopefully my CELPIP 8 to 9 book, really helps you. I think there's some great examples in here. So thank you guys so much for everybody who has bought my books, used my books. I'll put the link to my website right down there if you want to go pick up a copy of this book. Okay, so the two examples that we're going to take a look at, okay, again, have to do with informal writing. Okay, so let's say the question is this. Your friends are planning a vacation, okay? Let them know how you think the costs should be divided. Okay, so your friends are going on a vacation, so immediately we know it's an informal situation because you're writing an email to your friends. Okay, let's say you're writing an email to your friends about a vacation. You're talking about, how to divide the costs. Who should pay for this? Who should pay for that? Well, okay, in my CELPIP 8 to 9 book, I give you an example of someone who would maybe get an 8 and how to make it a little bit better. So let's take a look at an 8. Okay, I think everyone should contribute equally toward the cost of the hotel because it is expensive. Okay, that's a great sentence, right? You use the word contribute. That's good. It's expensive, right? So I think a lot of people who would get a score of 8 would write like this. But the thing is, we can make it a little bit better. So how can we make it a little bit better? Well, we can do that by adding, trying to add a phrasal verb or an idiom or something like that, right? So very often in informal speaking and writing, we use phrasal verbs and idioms. So it's a great idea if you can learn some of these for the CELPIP exam, all right? So to make it a little bit better, you could say, I think everyone should chip in an equal share for the hotel because it costs an arm and a leg. Okay, so in this sentence here, we have a phrasal verb, which is to chip in. Okay, to chip in means to contribute. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with the word contribute, but if it were a formal situation, then it would be better to use the word contribute than chip in. Okay, so that's a difference. Let's say you're writing to your business partner or some kind of a business related thing, okay? You're talking about money or I don't know. It would be better to use the word contribute. But in this situation, because it's a casual, it's informal English, then you need to use informal English for talking about informal things, right? If you use formal English, I hear another plane. Picked the wrong time, darn. Can you hear it? Picked the wrong time. Anyway, focus, Mark. Don't get distracted. Take some deep breaths. Does that help? If you hum, that's called humming. Isn't that how they do meditation? I'm not a meditation expert. Should learn how to. If you're a meditation expert, let me know how to do meditation. But anyway, so what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, about the formal and informal. So if you're writing formally, it would be better to use the word contribute. But because this is an informal situation, it's better not to use formal English. It's better to use casual English. Okay, so chip in just means to contribute. So if you're going on a trip with your friends, you would say, hey guys, let's all chip in, $10 for gas. Let's say you're driving to the mountains or you're driving somewhere to go camping. Okay, you could say, hey, let's all chip in $10 for gas. Let's say we're taking your car. You don't want to pay for the gas yourself. It's not fair, right? Can you hear that siren? It's a fire truck or an ambulance. Man, I'm just getting bombarded with distractions. Bombarded means like bombed. Almost like you're getting bombed with distractions. Getting bombarded. Okay, so man, this is so hard. Give me a like for trying to power through my distractions here. I better get some likes because of this. Okay, so was I saying bombarded? No. Chip in, right? Let's say we're taking your car, right? It would be good if everybody chips in a few bucks for gas. So they would they would contribute that to you, right? Everybody's chipping in. Okay, so in this situation, I think everyone should chip in an equal share for the hotel, because it costs an arm and a leg. So this is very often hotels are expensive. So cost an arm and a leg means that something is expensive, right? So I don't know, maybe the hotel is like $200 a night or $300. If it's a nice hotel or a resort, it might be, $300 or $400 a night, okay? And the reason I'm using the word bucks here is because bucks is also a casual word. If you're talking to your friends, it's okay to use, it's actually a good thing to use the word bucks, to talk about dollars instead of dollars. But if it's in a formal situation, it would be better to use the word dollars. Okay, so there you can see, it's good to use context-specific vocabulary. And that's what I talk about in my recent books. To get a good score, like maybe 9 or 10 or 11 or 12, you need to use context-specific vocabulary. And if it's an informal context, you need to use the kind of words and phrases that would be appropriate to that context, okay? So let's take a look at another example. Okay, your family is planning a family gathering. Should you go camping or stay in a hotel? Okay, your family is planning a family gathering. Maybe everybody's coming, your aunts, uncles, cousins, everybody's getting together for a weekend this summer. Wow. Should you guys go camping or stay in a hotel? Well, let's see. If someone's writing a level 8, they might say this: if you can tolerate the mosquitoes, I think we should go camping. Okay, that's an example sentence. What I'm talking about here are just example sentences, just to show you the difference between an 8 level writing and a 9 level writing, so you can sort of like see what kinds of words and phrases you need to use. Actually, in my most recent book, which is CELPIP Vocabulary, I give you a ton of words and phrases and idioms and stuff like that to use for each topic. Okay, so that's also a really good book if you want to know exactly which phrasal verbs or which idioms or which advanced vocabulary you should use in which kind of topic, what kind of writing or speaking or whatever. So that's also a good book. But in this example I'm talking about here is my CELPIP 8 to 9 book. Okay. I hear someone walking upstairs. People upstairs sometimes walk and the floors creak a little bit. Okay, when wooden floors make that noise, it's called creaking. Creaking. Yeah. Do your floors creak when you walk on them? Let me know down in the comments. All right, so this person says, if you can tolerate the mosquitoes, I think we should go camping. Okay, if you can tolerate the mosquitoes, I think we should go camping. Okay, so that's a great sentence, right? Tolerate. You know, when you go camping, you're out in the woods, and very often there's mosquitoes, right? Here in Canada, in the summertime, there are a lot of mosquitoes. As you may remember from my cross-Canada trip, remember that I was always being bombarded by bugs. I probably use the word bugs even if I was talking about mosquitoes. Now, why is that? Because, well, here in Canada, you know, very often people use the word bugs to talk about mosquitoes, right? You can say, oh, the bugs are really bad tonight. Wow, the bugs are really bad out here. Because very often there are mosquitoes, but there are other kinds of bugs too. There's some all like little flies that bite you, or just different kinds of bugs. But very often when people use the word bugs, they're actually talking about mosquitoes. Okay, so they'd say, oh, the bugs are bad out here. Okay, so in a casual situation like this, it would actually be great if you use the word bugs instead of mosquitoes. And instead of tolerate, there's a more casual way we can say that. And we can say, if you guys can put up with the bugs. To put up with means to tolerate. Kind of like you're enduring an unpleasant situation, right? So, you know, you're writing to your family, an email to your family. You guys are all talking, you're sending emails back and forth. Hey, what should we do this summer for our family gathering? You might have an idea. You know, I think, hey, if you guys can put up with the bugs, I think we should go camping. Okay, so that's another example, right? There's a phrasal verb there instead of the word tolerate. If it would be a formal context, it would be better to use the word tolerate. Okay, so that's why I'm making this lesson, just to show you some differences between. It's not that one is better than the other, but in this situation, maybe this one is better, and in this situation, this one is better. Okay, so the reason this is a level 8 is because it's not, the word tolerate isn't the best word to use for this situation, okay? But if it would be another situation, like in my book, this book, I also talk about formal writing and formal speaking, okay? So we look at the different kinds of contexts in this book: informal writing, informal speaking, formal writing, formal speaking, greetings, closings, all of that. So I think this book will really help you boost your score from an 8 to a 9 or a 10, maybe 11, 12, hopefully a 12. I think this book will even help people get 12. If you follow my examples in this book, I don't know why you wouldn't be able to get a 12. So let's keep our fingers crossed. Fingers crossed means we hope and pray something good will happen, okay? So if you guys can put up with the bugs, I think we should go camping. Okay, so bugs, they're an advanced, or not an advanced, it's not advanced, but it's specific, right? That's the key. You need to use big words to get a good score. You need to use specific words. Okay, so actually the word mosquitoes, I mean, you know, mosquitoes is it more advanced than the word bugs? I don't know. But bugs in this situation it's a bit better. Okay, but if it's a formal situation, mosquitoes would be a bit better. Okay, and in the other example we looked at, you know, everyone should contribute. If it's a formal situation, yeah, the word contribute would be better. But because this situation, they're talking about friends, right? And in the next one, they're talking about family, right? So if you're answering a question that has to do with friends or family, if you're talking to your friends or family, then it is an informal situation, and you should use the kind of vocabulary that is appropriate to that situation. right? So that's my point in this video, is just to try to think about that. You know, don't be super worried about grammar or, you know, spelling. On the exam there is a spell checker, so yes, try to spell your words correctly. Try to use good grammar, but don't be like focused on only that. You need to also be thinking about, you know, what kinds of words and phrases would be appropriate in the situation to match the situation. Okay, I took a look at someone's writing just this morning who their writing was great, but it just didn't quite match the question, and that kind of, in a way, it kind of ruins the answer, right? Because a person's writing could be great, but if it doesn't really fit the context, it just doesn't feel good, and the CELPIP people are going to ding you. The CELPIP evaluators are going to ding you for that. To ding someone for something means they punish you. They're going to take some points off, right? If your writing doesn't match the context, they're going to ding you. They're going to ding you. All right. So anyway, hope those two examples are helpful. There's so many more examples like this in my book. So if you want to take your English or your CELPIP, if you've tried CELPIP, like if you've gotten 8, 7 or 8 and you want to go up to maybe a 9 or a 10, I think this book will be a great help to you. So thank you guys again for always for your support, for watching my videos, for buying my books, and always smashing like and saying kind things in the comments. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys are happy and healthy today. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I think I'm gonna go out for go jogging, get in shape here, get myself in shape for the summer. All right, so have a great day, guys, and I'll see you over in the next episode of Mad English TV. Take care.